where the fuck has this past 6 years gone? I don't know whether it's just me, but since lockdown, I feel like life has just been put on fast forward. Have you ever seen the film Click, the movie Click, with Adam Sandler? It's like that. I've got the remote and the fast forward mode's just been activated. I feel like time is just slipping through my fingers every single day, and it's moving way too fast that I can't even keep up. We're trying to move our lives forward, trying to progress, trying to do all these things in the world, whilst time is just slowly fading away. Recently I've been spending a lot of time reflecting on the past, say 6 years. I'm very much, well, I'm 27, just turned 27, so I'm always like pretty much on the year. So when it was 2020, I was 20 for the first half of the year. 2021, I was 21. So I can kind of gauge, like, my 20s began in 2020. Well, basically began in 2019, but yeah, so like when I'm looking back at my 20s and since lockdown, I'm like, what has happened? How am I here right now? 6 years later. No, like, of course I can recollect. I'm trying to fit all the pieces together to try and better understand where all this time has gone. But once again, I'm not sure whether that's even a good thing, because the true fact of the matter is that it has gone. And I've been spending a little time grieving that. Grieving my experiences, grieving the connections that I had, my memories, the relationships. Now all these aren't here anymore. I think it's important to look back, but also you can't live there for too long, because, well, yeah, it's grief, man. Like, now I don't have any of these things, and I'm living a very, very solitary lifestyle. I've been praying for peace for so long, but I didn't know it'd be coming at a cost of everything that I had, and it's painful. I got to admit, it is deeply painful. Looking back at these things and all the things that I had, it's true what they say, you truly don't appreciate something until it's gone, and only then do you begin to truly appreciate the things that you did have and the experiences that you created. And listen, I'm grateful that it happened, and that's the main thing. But still, I'd be lying if I wasn't saying that I am not sat in my life at the moment, truly reflecting on the things that have happened and the time that have passed me by, and trying to piece it all together. Like, feels like life's just been a blur. Since, like, if I can remember 2017, 18, 19, they were probably some of the best years of my life, man. And then lockdown hit, and it was like everybody's worlds just got flipped upside down. And I think even now we're still trying to put the pieces back together of our lives. We're all trying to kind of rebuild our lives. I don't know why I am. I'm still trying to rebuild myself from that time. I think too much things got exposed too soon. It was like a catapult into a world that we'd never experienced. A lot of people were asleep, including myself. But listen, ignorance is bliss. Like, I look back on that version of myself with fondness and sometimes envy, because I was asleep and I didn't give a fuck about these deeper things or these questions of what's going on in society and the government. I didn't give a fuck. I was just enjoying life, man. Like, I didn't ask any of these questions and I didn't care. And now we've been exposed, a lot of things have been exposed, and we've been able to see behind the veil. It's not always necessarily a good thing, because once you see, you cannot unsee. And that leads to not being able to return to the things that you once found pleasure with, you once found enjoyment, excitement, what things that once motivated you. They all just slowly dissipate. They just disappear, and the ground kind of it's like the rug gets pulled from beneath your feet. It's like a rug pull. Surprise! It was all just a pantomime. You can be awake now, and I'm like, oh fuck, I like the pantomime. I like the dream that I was in. I like that. I want to go back to the dream. That was a good place to be. Now, you could come and say, well, no, you'd much rather be awake and all this, and at some point it's good, but I don't know. Like, life hasn't necessarily got any better since I've awakened or become more conscious. Maybe I'm still in the liminal phase of the period of trying to still find new things to excite me, motivate me, find pleasure and joy from, which I do have these things, but still, I don't know, it's like the excitement for life has been taken away from me. Maybe I've got myself to blame, I don't know. I think life's always a series of cause and effect as well. This is why I've been spending a lot of time reflecting, because I'm like, well, the situation I'm in right now and the things that I'm experiencing are a product of my past actions. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So everything that I've done in the past has led me to this moment. So it's like, right, well, how have I ended up here from where I was? And that's kind of me reverse engineering to understand, right, I'm here now, but then how can I utilise the lessons and the things that I've done in the past to try and get me to where I want to be in the future? And understanding that past and future also, they don't exist, they never have existed, and they never will exist. The only thing that does exist is this present moment. And spending a bit more time there, I think, is the thing that keeps shouting at me or jumping out at me. I keep getting pulled back into presence, pulled back into trying to be here and now and not pondering on the future or dwelling too much on the past. But it's difficult, man, because the person I am is purely made up of the past and the things that had happened previous and before me. And yeah, I miss every single bit of it, man. I miss the people, I miss even my ex-partners. Like, I love them all to bits, and I wish them all the best. I know that I could never rekindle the fire, and I wouldn't even want to. But yeah, just spending time to kind of let go and forgive, I think is a massive part of healing. I think it's the main part. Forgiveness will set you free, because you got to understand everybody else was on their journey too. Everyone's just figuring this shit out, man. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody has a blueprint. We're not born here with terms and conditions and a fucking map to navigate the game. We're just spawned in this spinning rock in the middle of nowhere. Like, right, go on, figure this shit out now. In this big wide world, trying to. You start off asleep with no recollection who you are, why you're here, or what the fuck you're doing, and you've got to kind of spend your life trying to figure that out. And then you also come to a point where, like, I'm kind of done asking questions about the meaning of life and why we're here and all these deep philosophical questions. I ponder them on the occasion, but I've come to the realisation that there is no meaning to life. That there is no real meaning. The only meaning there is to life is the meaning we choose to assign to it. We give life meaning. It doesn't actually have any meaning. Like, nature's neutral. Like, reality and our experience is neutral. The only thing what actually defines the meaning and the experiences we have is the sensory experiences that we experience, and the emotional experiences we experience, and the perspectives we take upon, and the beliefs and the meaning we attach to things. Outside of that, everything's just neutral. It's our observation of reality which actually shapes it and gives it, well, what creates our experience. It's our observation, and that's it. Our sensory experience of this experience, or of this reality as we see it, is what creates, it's what creates our experience. And that's why I think it's beautiful, because there's no one experience ever going to be the same. Everybody's experience here on Earth is going to be different. There's 8 billion people now, supposedly, and there was billions of people before us, and every single person has had their own unique experience. Now, isn't that beautiful enough to learn to enjoy it a little bit more, and just appreciate the fact that no matter what everyone else is doing, this is your journey, man. You make of it what you see fit. And I also becoming to realise that, going back to the reflection points, like, everything that I've experienced in my life is a product of my beliefs, my behaviours, and my actions and my thoughts. So that means everything going forward is also up to me to create. I've lost a lot, and I'm going to continue to grieve probably forever. I don't think the grieving process ever ends, and I'm only going to continue to lose in this life. I think a lot of the process that we go through is loss, and I think the loss is to try to help us get closer to ourselves and to God and to everything, and it's character development. And by the time it comes to the point where we cross over and we die, well, who knows, we may have found a deeper sense of peace within all the loss and the grief and the experiences we've had, or we might go in bitter and resentment at life's just the fact that life has just been pain and suffering, and we've never really actually gone with anything. We take nothing with us, and we just die. Because it's a crazy world we live in, man. But feeling, I don't know, optimistic but also very uncertain. First time in a while. I've been the past, well, since my 20s. I got I mean, chaos beginning 20s, and then finally got my life on track when at the age of 21, qualifying for a PT, and that's been my life for the past 5 years now. That's no longer my life anymore. So I'm back at the point where everything's been taken away from me, stripped away, and I'm back at the point of starting again. And probably why I've had a lot of time to reflect, like, right, what the fuck? We're here now, how we're here, why we're here. Like, kind of navigating the next steps are up to me. All the decisions that I make is going to define my reality and my future going forward, and having that pressure on my shoulders and not having external motivators or intrinsic motivators anymore, just purely like decisions that I have to make. It's fucking weird, man. Like, I always had external motivators. There was always something to pull me, like validation here, or proving something here, or I want to be this certain person. There was all identity wrapped around it. Now that ain't there anymore. That's gone. Like, I don't really feel like I need to prove anything to anyone. I'm just out here on my own, trying to make the life the best for me I possibly can, and also the people I love and care about. I just want to share deeper connections. That's the main thing for me. I just want to share deep connections and moments with people that I care about. I mean, the success and all that, it's kind of withering away at me. I'm not really as bothered about it, and it's not driving me like it used to. I was very hyper driven on success and achieving and all this stuff, whereas now it's not motivating me anymore. I keep trying to return to my old motivators, but it'll last for about maybe a week or two, maybe even a few weeks, and then it'll just burn out, that fuel, and I'm left feeling empty and depleted and having no energy left. Whereas before I could run on this fuel for time and time again. And I think it's because I know now that there's something deeper, and this deeper beat that's going in the background, which is very quiet. I need to listen to that a little bit more. You can call it intuition, you can call it your heart, inner guidance, whatever. But I think it just slowing down and choosing to listen to that a little bit more is what I keep getting pulled to. Because every time I try and return to old habits, vices, not even habits and vices, mainly just like motivations, ways of being, goals, like things I wanted to pursue, the person I wanted to be, it's not fitting, man. And I need to just stay in the silence long enough for the answer to reveal itself, because I keep trying to force outcomes, and I'm just, well, it's coming at a cost. It's coming at the cost of my own mental, physical, spiritual health, just by burning myself out and forcing myself to do things that are misaligned. So yeah, I'm just going to sit in this space, man. I think just securing some form of financial stability to get the bills paid for now, and using the space that I do have in between that to navigate the next steps. I'm getting pulled to doing more creative work, expressing myself without expectation. Like, I've always wanted outcomes, like I do this for X, or I will want to do this to achieve Y, or anything, you know, like doing things for an outcome. Whereas now I just want to kind of do things just because I fucking enjoy them, and just for the sake of doing them. So that's kind of where my heart is leading me, making more creative stuff, expressing myself freely, just putting my hands to things and creating art, because I think that's where the fulfillment lies. I think a lot of our problems are lying from our lack of expression, our lack of authentic expression. We're trying to live somebody else's life and live somebody else's on somebody else's timeline. We're trying to live a life that somebody else has crafted for us, and that's where all the pain and suffering comes from. Trying to force outcomes and force yourself to be something or do something that isn't really you. So yeah, don't know where this road is going to lead, but I'm going to be continuing making more videos documenting the journey. I'm no longer coaching, so it's let off some pressure, that, because I don't need to position myself as an authoritative figure trying to give tips and tricks and trying to teach people all the time and say this is the way you do it, and trying to I can't be arsed with that anymore. Like I'm a fucking human. Let's just meet each other where we're at, and just allow myself to actually be who I am right now, rather than position myself to be some form of authoritative figure who has all the answers. Because listen, if anybody tells you they has all their answers, they're probably talking shit. In fact, they are talking shit, and they're probably trying to sell you something. Nobody has all the answers. Everybody's lost trying to figure it out, no matter how well they position themselves online or in person or whatever. It's still all just a mask. We're all just vulnerable little kids, really, in an adult body, trying to run around this globe, trying to look for ourselves, for answers, for connection. Like, we all just want love, really. But yeah, that's a story for another day. Whether I'm gonna find that back within myself or within somebody else, I never know. But it all roads lead back to the same thing, and that's death. So yeah, let's take a little bit of light-hearted approach moving forward. But yeah, if you want to stay tuned, and I'm going to be documenting the journey on this level. I'm speaking to you on this level. So yeah, if you're interested, or you think, you just drop us a sub. You don't have to. You can enjoy this video and fuck right off. But yeah, if you want to follow along, it'd be much appreciated. Peace.